Okay, so I have not been able to work on this boat in a long time. I'm gonna get serious about it. I'm gonna lock myself in this garage and I ain't coming out until those battery boxes are completely framed up, installed, and plated in.
Are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour.
Alright, see you guys when it's done.
You're louder, work until you're prouder. And all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were up top, they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
3 days later.
Oh, hey. What are you doing here? It was a rough time. Sorry about the mess. Oh. Alright. Well, the battery box is done. I guess y'all want to see how it was done, so tune in for the rest of the video.
I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody...
Okay, so what I did there was with these ribs, the way they're curved up, I went ahead and mitered out for where each of those are going to set. So that way it sets tighter up against this side over here. This will butt up to here. This will butt up to here. We'll have a wall here. And battery box will go in here. And then all my cables and everything else will come through this section. So let's get that going.
They deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to win the crown.
What I'm doing here is cutting out for the angle irons that set on the floor. That'll allow everything to sit more flush to the bottom, but still keep a fully encapsulated battery box and give plenty of room for the sheet metal that's going inside, well, the sheet aluminum that's going inside to make the side walls. Alright, so these are going to go right here. We'll flush them up with the face of this, because this whole section here is going to get a skin on it. So we'll just get these flushed up, squared up with the front of the console, get them shot in, same with the back one back here. And that should be the base for the battery box.
Rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah.
One of the things I'm gonna do on setting up this top section is right now, that's exactly what the opening is down at the bottom of 8.5. But I know I'm going to have a hinge in here and some supports for the hatch. So I'm going to give this an extra inch. And move it out to 9.5 inches. That'll make this back wall a little tapered. But I can make all of that up in the skinning side of things. But it will allow me more room to get the other stuff that's going in here in the way of the hinges and the hatch support and everything else to be able to still get that battery back out of here. Some of you may be asking that since we cut this side out right here, that there's really not a whole lot of structural strength to keep that from bowing out. But one of the things that I didn't show you guys is I get a bunch of little off-falls. So I'll go through and cut them the exact same thickness as the 1.5 inch angle. So we can simply go through here and put that on there, and it'll basically create that additional strength that we need in order to stiffen this thing up.
I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh.
so if you'll notice, a full-size drill doesn't fit in there. It's too tight, don't fit. So like I had said in past videos, when you start in on one of these, just pick up an entire bag of the proper size drill bits. So what you can do is you can go through and shave one of them down, cut it down, make it shorter. So when you chuck it up in your drill, now you can get it in there and make all your little drills you need to make in those tight quarters.
Nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. I'm never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move.
Alright, so what you end up with there is you see those 3 rivets there. We've got 3 rivets here. And then you've got that piece of angle iron or angle aluminum in there that's locking everything together. So this really shouldn't go anywhere. I mean, that's about as strong a connection as you can make with aluminum and rivets, you know, aside from welding. So that's how we're going to do these bracings along here, just to stiffen them up some more. They're still going to get some vertical supports in them, but it will at least keep this piece from just bending out if we put a load on it.
Spit out, torn apart, but picking up all the pieces is a form of art. I'm never gonna look back, cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change, slowly take a step today. I will never be the same, cause that's what it takes.
Alright, so that makes for a very strong support in there. There's also going to be some additional vertical supports that go in here to help brace this wobbly thing. But yeah, that's how we join them together, and that's also how we put in the additional bracing inside. Alright, so the next piece is going to go in right here. It'll hold the foam in place. It'll hold the skins in place. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut out this section and this section. We're going to take this section, fold it in, and rivet it in. And that'll give us a very nice, strong support right here, because this piece will be in right here. So it'll keep it from pushing down. And this will get riveted into there, which will keep the whole thing from pushing down. And then I went ahead and I cut this, which it's going to set over here, to basically set like so. It'll get countersunk riveted in. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to mount the foam in here. And then we'll go ahead and get the aluminum in the bottom for the skin and the aluminum in the top for the skin. And that'll allow us to start skinning out this interior. Okay, so that's the fold piece. And we're going to go ahead and get that tool that I made for bending the aluminum on the sides of the boat, and then we'll just use it to go ahead and fold that 90. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Alright, so there you go. We created that corner. Things are a little wonky because my garage ate that tool. Still can't find it. But anyways, let's get to putting this into place.
I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all. I just gotta get through.
So basically, that'll make the inside wall for the battery box. I can still trim this stuff out in here to get all my wires and cables and everything else through, but it'll give me a nice solid backing for the aluminum sheeting that's going inside. We're going to go ahead and put some aluminum angle here and here to give us something to mount that to, and that'll be the next step.
This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous. Is the world honestly burning? That's all I'm learning. Hope that we can make a turn and start reversing. All our minds, we put the work in. We got some work, man. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Gotta get through this, life is a nuisance, tie up some loose ends. I try to be human, find a solution, my evolution. A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this.
Okay, we're gonna do this a little bit different. If the box was square, we could just measure the tops, break everything, and have it turn out fine. But since we opened this edge up and made it wider than the bottom, that means we've got angles in here, and these are going to do funny things and everything else. So really what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to measure to the center line of the sheeting that we're going to put inside of here, and we'll base all of our measurements off of that center for top and bottom. That should theoretically at least get me closer to getting these angles sorted out to where they work. At least pray to hell it works that way.
While they stay salty. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all.
Alright, now I know this isn't the most professional break in the world, but it's what I had access to bring back to the shop. The one that I used for the center console was at some other facility, and I really didn't want to try and bring a 4-foot brake all the way home. And I had access to this one, so I figured it'd be good enough for doing all these small bends on all the cubbies and storage bins.
Go, 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 yeah.
Alright, so there you go. It's the basic shape of it. Race you back to the boat. I'll race you back to the boat. Ah, crap, you beat me here. Oh well. Time to get this little critter in here, and let's pray that it actually fits right. I'll be amazed if it does. Truthfully honest. Alright, got her all tapered up, cleaned up. Let's put her in there and see how she fits. I'm going to take you over to the other side so you can see a little better. Alright, we're going to start riveting it in. What we're going to do is we're going to come over here, we're going to get these set first. I know I'm bowed out here, but from what I'm seeing, I should be able to draw that in with the rivets. Hopefully. Yeah, we can get it drawn in with the rivets. And we're just going to use the 16th inch rivets on those. Just to hold it in place. It's not structural, so it's not like it needs a ton of big rivets.
You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still never answer me, no, man, I still go, 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 still go, 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 slow, go, still go, 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 still go, I never answer, no, no, I still go.
All right, that is one complete battery box. Everything fits in there nice, joints all look good. It's not done because I still got to put the hatch and everything else on it, but that'll come when I start in on the deck framing. Putting the plating in for the decks, then the hatch will get built in, and there'll probably be some supports inside of here that will keep the hatch lid stable and braced. I'm gonna go ahead and pack some foam back in there later on once I get everything kind of decided where we're running everything. So for now, next mission is let's start working on the casting deck. Get the hatches and everything else framed up on it, get the base set up for the seat, and conquer that mission.